A very warm welcome back to your latest industry developments. Today there's news on Lufthansa and Airbus Beluga. Why not begin there with what I find fascinating news surrounding Airbus Beluga Transport, or more commonly referred to and simply as ABT, which will be shut down less than 2 years after being launched. This is a separate division of the Airbus Corporation, and the shutdown follows confirmation from Airbus spokespeople who spoke directly with several publications confirming this. What is Airbus Beluga Transport? Great question, I'm glad you asked. It is the European plane maker's answer to keeping its older A300-600 ST Beluga jets alive, following the arrival of the Beluga XLs. So in essence, we're talking about your older first-generation Belugas that flew with the plane maker. The XL aircraft replaced these aging super transporters as they are known. However, Airbus simply felt that there was still life for these planes to give in their operation, and they tried to find ways to really benefit. They launched, therefore, a special division that would act essentially as a cargo airline rather than an inter-operation aircraft carrying parts for aircraft production. Airbus said that the Beluga Transport division would look to provide solutions to customers who require the transportation of oversized cargo items that would not typically work on a regular commercial airplane freighter. These items would range from helicopters to the transport of aircraft engines, mining requirements, and any real oversized bit that needs to be put on an aircraft of this shape and size. This switch in operation marks a departure from what Belugas are typically known for, and what is certainly still to this day seen through the XL, which is their flying between Airbus hubs, carrying core wings and parts of upcoming commercial aircraft, speeding up the production process tenfold. You have to say, where on earth would Airbus be without the Beluga jets? As for their transport division, well, it only launched just over a year ago. Therefore, its upcoming shutdown, which does not confirmed timeframe as of yet, it has been a relatively quick decision. Airbus says in a statement that they remain committed to aiding the employees that will be affected, and this division specifically looked to appoint almost 70 employees to help really fuel the operations right from the beginning. The Beluga STs were moved out of service for their primary purpose of transporting commercial aircraft parts between factories because of ongoing fleet renewal efforts that were taking place at the plane maker. Airbus has now taken delivery of all its Beluga XLs. As expected, the XL is the successor to the Super Transporter. However, as I've touched on, and what I would like to reiterate, is Airbus felt that there was still life that could have been exhausted from the ST fleet, so therefore it attempted to find ways to meet this instead of them heading to the scrapyard. In the end, it was the Beluga Transport division that was launched. The fate of the STs remain unknown. More information no doubt will come out in due course. At the end of the day, this is still very much early reporting. We saw this company work its way through AOCs and other legalities to get off the ground. Now it'll shut. No reason as of yet has been provided as to why this shutdown is occurring. The company certainly remains tight-lipped about the decision. Over to the final story for this update, and that's on Lufthansa, who are still working towards profitability and improving key business areas. However, they are yet to reach this critical moment. The German flag carrier has said that an ongoing restructuring is part of a pivotal plan to overhaul the business and return to profitability across the long term. For the longest period, and what had previously arguably gone unnoticed, was Lufthansa's multitude of problems that really had seen its brand reputation diminish quite considerably. Despite being the mainline brand, the mainline carrier of Lufthansa has often been described by executives within the group as a bit of a problem child airline, a company full of potential but one with equal problems. These challenges mean that the German flag carrier remains not in a profitable state. However, it is working towards achieving this sooner rather than later, and certainly has the group-wide support to hopefully make this possible. What are some of the problems? Well, a lot of the struggles have actually been caused by internal decisions that have backfired, alongside long-time travelers arguing that the product has dropped really below what they would expect and should really be getting for the price point in comparison to competitors. Remembering that Lufthansa is a full-service airline. It therefore needs the product and overall operation that stacks up with those costs, and even Lufthansa would probably be one of the first to admit nowadays that it really hasn't been there. There are just so many internal things that have gone wrong at this company, leading to profits dropping and ultimately a lack of respect as well for the flag carrier. While not all will be of this general view, I have had the pleasure of speaking to many who reside in this country and certainly have very strong feelings about this. From an external position, Lufthansa has struggled quite considerably following the COVID-19 pandemic, where travel demand dropped to zero, resulting in financial strains on the business. And following this pandemic, while demand could return, this wasn't easy to meet as Lufthansa was forced to return aircraft to service that had previously been parked, and in certainly a rapid manner. However, while these planes returned to service, they were also removed because they were not deemed to be the most efficient option to meet sustainability and financial goals. They were always going to be retired. The pandemic gave them a reason to accelerate that. Unfortunately, driven by an inability to take delivery of aircraft on time, Lufthansa has had to rely on older planes for longer than it may have initially been in place for the business plan, and an inability to get these planes has also affected finances and growth targets. Away from the aircraft, inside, there have also been complaints surrounding the airline products offered and support for passengers that require it, all of which have to always be at the highest standard for any airline, but especially for a full service and a flag carrier. Therefore, this is an airline facing a very much uphill battle to turn around its fortunes, and despite the more than evident struggles, it remains very much committed to achieving this. I'd love to hear your take down below in the comments. Thanks a bunch for your support here. Take care. Please do be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next industry update.